our art, it's in our culture, it's in the Batadan.
Hello everyone, it's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulo Olabisi Ubo, and with me are the amazing ladies. How are you doing, Nima Akashatsibiri?
I'm fine. I'm grateful to God. So yesterday I called the family of my friend's father that passed, Adeniji. It's Adeniran. So my condolences to Uncle Femi, Auntie Nurse, the family of Baba Adeniran who passed yesterday at the age of 94. So we are looking forward to that kind of burial because I knew this Baba. This Baba did not age. As in, the way they were even saying, "Short sick," and they said he just slept.
Beautiful.
So those are they call crossing.
Yeah.
Yes, transition to the ancestors. Yeah. So my condolences with them, but we are still looking forward to the party. Then I want to say thank you to a Ehi woman. You know, I followed that page yesterday. This is so me. Thank you, Tokwe. Very me. I love the outfit. It's just so free. And her collections are beautiful.
And
thank you so much.
As well. You like Adire
authentic Adire.
Yeah.
You know, somebody just knows what I like.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How are you doing, Tokwe Makodige?
I'm doing amazing.
I heard the praises on your hair. Your hair is beautiful, we know. But we will still sell markets. YK, this is a message to you. I will sell markets. Because if I come and meet you to borrow me money or dash me money, you will not. So I'll do business. How you doing, my dear?
I'm doing great. So yesterday, while on the show, the rubber I used to hold the hair, it break.
Away.
Inside the show. In between the show, Mariah stood up. Go and find pin. Go and find YK brought pin. Somebody brought rubber. We used to rewrap the hair. If you watch the show very well, you see that the hair I used to start is different from the hair I used to end.
That can never happen with me.
Right after newspaper.
That's the blessing of blessing of natural hair. But I am very, very grateful to God. That I have the hair. Some people don't. Some have hair, they cannot hair.
Exactly.
Some don't have hair, they cannot hair. Whichever way, I have hair and I can hair. I am grateful to God. Then I did yesterday I watched this new series. Oh my God.
Which one?
So I'm not going to, I'll tell you guys off air and I'll post it online, but I'm not marketing it for them. It's an Oyinbo series.
Okay.
But it was just so thrilling. Like my blood was, my heart was beating very fast. Instead of work, now TV I watch. So this weekend I will work instead of watching TV. So
it's okay to rest. You want to kill yourself with work. I'm like a fresh. You see it? You're fresh in this morning.
You're
fresh in this morning.
Amaka fresh.
No, Amaka fresh.
Supplier one.
Okay, because I wanted to attack you now. I wanted to say you don't thank God for
and I didn't want to put you in trouble.
And I gave people Abalomo that sits behind the scene, your camera. The way they've been chopping it. If you go off, you did not give me. You did not give me. You saw me here. You gave Nima Abalomo. No problem.
You did not give me.
You don't used to eat things like that.
Nima.
They're very posh.
But no problem. My banter is that this week now, people know how sad I've been for the past 1 month. We did my friend's service of songs on Wednesday. And something struck me. He's such a Gemini. everybody kept coming to the stage and saying that, oh, he's my best friend. This one come, he's my best friend. But what time didn't have to have all these best friends? And he won't come on. That was not talking to everybody. And everybody said, I'm jealous. But and it just shows that he's such an amazing human being. That he's so intentional about friendship. Wow. Again, someone that like if he just feels like maybe you're not responding well, he just goes, I annoy you, no vex now. No, he loves shamelessly, and I miss him so much. Egosa. Courage is stable. We miss you, but we know you're in a better place. Okay, and may God continue to console your family and your children that you left behind. How are you, my dear?
You feel lifted up today. It's better. Yes. I'm doing well. I've been working out with my little daughter, so we've been finding ways to bond. I'm not a game person. She likes to play games. She's into chess and all that, and she's like, "Mommy, let's play something now. Let's do something." I'm always posting her. So I now found that she loves to exercise as well. So anytime I'm exercising, she's doing it with me.
She loves doing it with you.
Yeah, she just wants to bond with me. So we exercise a bit. She has her own dumbbell. I have mine. We'll carry the weight a bit. Then she'll come and hug me. I'm telling you.
You just stress the girl.
No, she's enjoying it. She'll carry me. She'll come and hug me. I collected over 17 hugs yesterday. In the name of exercise. At some point I was like, hey, I'm sweating. Can you just hold on this hug so that we'll do that later? But it's a good time bonding. So every evening she's looking forward to the workouts. Nice. And the days we take a break, she's like, Mommy, are we not working out today? I say, please, can I take a break? I need to rest. It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
They don't get it.
I'm excited overall. Today is another Friday.
Yes,
and the Mama Ejiro, another episode will be dropping 6 p.m. So those of you who have subscribed, who are always waiting, to see Premiere Live, you see it 6 p.m. Another, I think episode 6 is what it's going to be. Is it 5 or 6 now that will be dropping today? But everything has been scheduled. Thank you so much for all the love and the support. Let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline, Obasa, I remain Lagos Speaker. Lawmakers reject return. Lagos APC promises quick resolution. CP explains police action. Telecom tariff hike necessary to save jobs and sustain economy. Federal government to clear pension backlog in 3 months. Natasha seeks transparent investigation by Senate panel. Glo slashes call rates to all networks, retains bonus. Disco's failure to invest drawback to electricity supply, says Minister. Federal States Councils share 1.7 trillion January allocation. Hold on, FCC PC tells multi-choice. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Can you miss the major headline?
I didn't.
Yesterday we saw drama, action film happened for Laha, that's the Lagos House of Assembly complex yesterday. And the former, how do you now put it? Because he said they never remove him. So the
former speaker is the former speaker. There's a new speaker.
He said they had not removed him. He had sitting yesterday, talking with four members. So that's why I'm confused about how to remove it. So he arrived in a Murai was not yet there, so you both that Murai used to just Gestapo style. Only him, full platoon, follow him to the House of Assembly yesterday, and everywhere was, that's the point. Because just funnily yesterday, the Commissioner for Police for Lagos said they were doing recalling and reviewing of all the police officers. Funnily, they reviewed the speaker that we know. they reviewed her detail yesterday, but they restored restored them back to her, and so the former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa was at the House yesterday, and he said he is still Speaker. He had a sitting and a adjourned sitting indefinitely.
Who sat with him?
Saying the AC was not working. His loyalists came in. Akinsoya Ayinde of Mushin 1, Nohim Adams of Mushin 2, and his policemen and handful members escorted him in. Of course, he had his own clerk, who they were all parties yesterday. They sat at the House. I'm watching Lagos State, because 36 of those lawmakers who voted, of the 40 who voted, now gathered. The spokesperson for the lawmakers, trying to remember his name, they led Stephen Ogundikwe. They led their team. So they first of all protested at the House because when they even wanted to come in, according to Honorable Stephen Ogundikwe, he said when they wanted to come into the complex, they were stopped by police officers. They were checked as if they were not members known to have offices within the complex. And so they led their protest saying they were collectively involved in the removal of Obasa as Speaker, and they don't expect the party. So they carried their protest all the way to Acme Road, to the APC Secretariat on that protest, and the party leaders were forced to speak.
This is very embarrassing.
Yes, the chairman of the party in Lagos State spoke with them. The publicity secretary of the party, Sheye Oladejo, also spoke with them, saying that everybody should calm down.
Can the governor weigh in on this?
They said they're even asking everybody to calm down, that they are on it. In a few weeks, in 1 or 2 weeks, they'll be calm. They understand the grievances. Because I'm wondering, this is not Rivers State.
This is not even grievance.
So
this is law.
Four members sitting House of Assembly. It is the lawmakers who vote their officials in the House, the Speaker, the clerk, the whip.
Those four that are sitting.
Not elder statesmen.
What are they sitting there?
It's not political party.
Yes.
The Speaker is voted for by the members.
Yes.
So
and they don't want you.
You know what they do? They are confusing the children studying government.
Honestly.
Because now we don't even know.
I don't finish this one.
Anyways, the federal government has promised to clear all pension arrears in the next 3 months. This is great news for pensioners. They will effectively accomplish this tax. For them to effectively accomplish this tax, the government said that it has approved 758 billion naira bond to settle outstanding pension liabilities under the contributory pension scheme. The Director General of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, Omolola, has expressed that this approval and the expected bond issuance should happen very soon, and that all approved rights and payments, as well as all backlogs, will now be made to the respective pension fund administrators, and they will be able to pay to all retirees up to date. Actually, the bonds will be issued and the funds will be released. Yes, she also said that to prevent further backlogs, accrued pension rights will now be included in the monthly personal cost general warrants, ensuring automatic and timely payments. And they also said that this is in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's new dawn for pensioners. This is great. And that for the first time, the federal government has also contributed 107 billion naira to the pension protection fund to ensure that pensioners, especially low-income earners, get a living wage in retirement.
Amazing.
This is so great. I know, say Nigeria, make it not just be talk. Make it be talk and do. Action.
Talk and action.
Thank you.
So I have a story here, a 50% telecom tariff hike issue. So the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, said yesterday that 50% telecom tariff hike was necessary to save job losses from companies' collapse. He explained that the government carefully considered the decision given the critical role the telecom sector plays in the economy. The minister noted that the sector, including its entire value chain, employs nearly 500,000 Nigerians, making it a significant contributor to national development. So he spoke with a report speaking against it. I think some person said that 35% increase would make a little more sense instead of that 50% increase and all of that. So.
Still talking about increase and tariffs, we have the multi-choice and the FCCPC having a conversation. The FCCPC has already informed the multi-choice to maintain status quo concerning the subscription increase because they were planning to hike the price. There's supposed to be an investigative hearing that will take place on the 6th of March, and they said they should pause the implementation of the increase in price till the 6th of March, that when they have that investigative hearing and the conversation takes place, the existing price structure is maintained till then they can then have a conversation going forward. This was given by the Director of Corporation yesterday in Abuja. His name is He's the Director of Corporation, Director of Corporate Affairs, yes, of FCCPC. And I love that I just excited about the fact that there's a stay on the execution pending the investigation of a neutral body who is supposed to protect the consumer. So we're waiting to see what will happen on the 6th of March.
Okay, we'll take a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers, and now we are looking at the Punch. Major headline: I am loyal to Tinubu, but my actions are mine. This is said by Obasa. NLC shelves protest as subscribers welcome 35% tariff hike. I rejected 500 million gift during my mother's burial. EFCC chair. Natasha threatens to expose Akpabio as group petitions Senate. Ramadan, Sultan alerts Muslim on Moon, Bauchi KB schools shot. Driver handed Oyo copper to kidnappers, according to the sister. Nigerian passenger stranded in Togo after Air France flight diversion. What stories do we have in the park?
Okay, so I have the Ramadan, and so today we start the search for the moon according to the Sultan of Sokoto, who is the head of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, and the spokesperson, who is Professor Ishaq Oloyede, announcing that Muslims should start to look out for the moon from today, Friday, the 28th of February. And if Shaban, that's the month preceding the Ramadan, is 30 days, we're likely to start, that's if they don't start the moon today, means it will be 30. Then we're likely to start Ramadan on Sunday. And I'm really looking forward to this year's Ramadan. It promises to be a Ramadanic one, unlike, a working one.
You want to disappear now, so she's resting.
No, I have list. I want to disturb God. I'm knocking God.
So we understand. Any other story in the punch?
Yes, so the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Olukoyede, disclosed that he turned down offers of about 500 million naira from various individuals during his mother's funeral in 2019. In 2019, he was serving as the secretary of the EFCC, and he spoke at the 38th Anti-Corruption Situation Room in Abuja on Thursday with the theme Ethics, Integrity, Corruption, Risk Assessment and Anti-Corruption at National and Subnational Levels, sustaining the fight against corruption in Nigeria. He had said that when he lost his mom, he traveled to the village for the funeral in his small compound. It was specific, his small compound that he had built before he became he became the secretary. And when he got there, they brought there a number of cows, like 11 cows, right? And then like 17 cows, and some were pregnant. He also said that the security man gave him a carton, and the carton, different checks from different ministers, DGs of agencies, permanent secretaries, and when he made all the calculations, it came up to like 500 million naira, but he had to return them because of integrity.
Oh, wow.
That's very logical.
We're very, very grateful.
Yeah, so the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Oduaha, has vowed to expose the leadership style of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Her declaration came after she was referred to the Senate Ethics and Disciplinary Committee following a confrontation with Akpabio over a sitting arrangement dispute. We had taken that story. So she stated that she was ready to appear before the committee, but insisted that the proceedings should be open to the public rather than conducted behind closed doors. She said this on her Instagram post, and she was calling for a live broadcast of the probe, yes. So she says, "Good morning, courageous people of Kogi Central, Kogi State and Nigeria. In as much as I have refrained from publicly speaking on the matter and a lot of occurrences at the Senate under Senate President Akpabio, it's about time I break my silence." I mentioned the station, said they should set a date and I shall be in your studio in person. Spare no questions. And to Nigerians, please be sure to join the probe, which I shall insist will be covered live. The next few days and weeks shall be interesting, but will shape the standard and quality of Nigeria's leadership.
But you know that this SP will not come down.
Yeah.
He's turned down TV. Calling him to this kind of public...
but these people are also, they are public servants, and whatever you get, for them to show transparent, they told us that they will be transparent in everything they are dealing, for us to know that there's no maga, because we elected them to be there to serve us. So if there's anything going on, it was publicly displayed.
Yes.
And so we need to be part of it to see exactly what is going on.
Privileges. Yes, this matter happens on the floor of the house. And anything that happens on the floor of the house has been within.
No, they even have immunity on whatever they say there.
On the floor. That's on the floor. Not the one that's on phone right to.
We know there's a difference. I have a story. This is happening in Esako, your area, surprisingly.
Which Esako?
Yeah, Esako East. And the governor has spoken up concerning the increase in insecurity within that area. Suspected headsmen have been found to kill 2 farmers. Two of them identified as Lucky Salami and Julius Erewa in the Eware village, Isako West. And that the they had their machete, they are farmers, but herdsmen came to kill them, and one of them was even still, 2 died, 1 is in the hospital battling for his life. And he said the incident is barbaric, unacceptable, and undermines the peace and security of Isako West, and that the local government will not tolerate any form of violence within the area. The governor has already commiserated with the families of the deceased. And your name, Nuruddin Zibiri, they quoted, that's how I would say.
If he says Isako West, that's our cousin.
Because the local government chairman actually spoke concerning this, that there's been increase in killings happening within that area, and that, of course, there is need for increased security surveillance within the area, that they're suspecting that these are headsmen, and they hacked 3 people, 2 died, 1 in the hospital.
So my people are farmers, you know. Governor, please.
No, we have to go.
Please, please help us.
Yeah, so Vanguard now, we've taken Obasa, storms house with 4 armed men, presides over 4-man faction. We're not ashamed to copy what works in other climes, that's Tinubu. Sultan urges Muslims to look for Ramadan Christian from today. Diplomats seek visa ban for airing public servants in Rivers, Osun and Benue. State of the Nation leaders, followers responsible for Nigeria's woes, Fubara, Daniel Adams and others. Electricity business owners and CSOs cake as federal government plans another tariff hike. ECOWAS exit of Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali disrupting security framework. This according to the air chief. Abductors of Makurdi Varsity female student demands 40 million ransom. What did we have in Vanguard?
The abductors of the university students of Maiduguri who were kidnapped last week, and according to this friend who's speaking on anonymity, they've been contacting family members. They're demanding a 30 million naira ransom before they can be released, and they are threatening that if the money is not quickly paid, they will deal with the girls. We're back to where we were before. You know, with the USAID, I know Nigerians are now treating every case of kidnap with suspicion, thinking the revelation of the USAID's involvement in the was it Dapchi or was it Chibok, in the Chibok case. They will start to treat it with levity. But these are university students who were minding another business. This is not a strategic political game. And it's important that our security agencies are up to task. And I'm asking Mr. President, when a child is, especially a girl child, is not at home, anything can happen within the duration of that abduction. Please, for the sake of their safety, please do the next.
Any other story in the Vanguard?
Okay, so the small business owners and civil society organizations, NGOs, have said that there is no justification for the proposed further hike in electricity tariffs, following disclosure by the federal government yesterday that it is considering increasing the tariffs once again for customers outside the Band A category to improve liquidity of the Nigerian electricity supply industry. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabo, has now said that the government can no longer afford the 3 trillion power sector subsidy. He pointed out that the debt-owed power generation companies, GENCOs, had risen to 4 trillion and is not sustainable. He also said that beyond strengthening the sector, that the frameworks that they have in place now have far-reaching economic implications, directly impacting supply reliability to small and medium-sized enterprises. Basically trying to say that the government expects about $29.23 billion investment into the sector, and that this investment is expected to also hit $122 billion by 2045.
So I have the story on the impact of the exit of Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, and how it is disrupting the security framework within Nigeria and around ECOWAS. So after these 3 countries have exited, they said the Air Marshal, the Chief of Air Staff, Marshal Hassan Abubakar, said that the withdrawal from the alliance for ECOWAS has led to more security challenges within the ECOWAS region, because they have like a security framework. They call it the Sahel Joint Effort, which helps to protect the countries within ECOWAS. And these 3 have stepped out because they said that the ECOWAS is heavily dependent on France, and they have issues with France. They have decided that alliance with Turkey, Iran and Russia favors their countries more than what they had with France. And because ECOWAS is so linked with France, they stepped out of ECOWAS. one of the good things, though, is that even though the union of ECOWAS is still uncertain, there is an agreement that for now they will still honor their passport, because guess what? All of us are using ECOWAS passports, which allows us to travel within ECOWAS countries. And those citizens too have ECOWAS passports. So they say they will still honor the citizens of these 3 countries to use their ECOWAS passports to enter other ECOWAS countries. But the security architecture that currently exists will need to be reviewed, and it is really hampering the ability to do counterterrorism activities.
All right, that's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we return, we move to our special segment of the day. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, wow. My typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course, traffic. And that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
By 280 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take.
TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Entertainment to me is everything. Entertainment is surrounding myself with loved ones, family. watching some good television shows, TV series, listening to good music, and taking a trip around the world, seeing new places and interacting with different people, and also having a feel of different culture and people all around the world. So for me, I would say entertainment is life. It's larger than life.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time.
On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment, only on Max Hits.
Area, waiting the apple, waiting the shop. Tune into our award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a massive way.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Sheen. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Welcome back. So last week we started a segment where we explained how we maintain healthy morning routine and how it keeps our families nourished and filled with energy for work and school. Okay, so this is a second episode of the same discussion. We'll be discussing breakfast challenges and we'll encourage you to share your breakfast routine. So, Auntie Ita Chopper, foodie. Constantly snacking, chopping early in the morning. Please tell us your breakfast routine. Yeah.
This morning alone, Amaka gave me sugar, agbalumo, sugar, honey this morning. And you know me, always to the task. I don't chop breakfast this morning.
So I've been told that we should encourage our viewers to also share their breakfast routines with us, phone calls or text messages through our social media, various social media platforms.
On one of the sayings of this Senate President, anywhere you see food, go attend. Those are, I believe in that. So those are we are them. People who don't play with breakfast. So this morning I was sleeping, I was a bit tired, I was trying to get a 10-minute nap, and then they supplied that thing. Breakfast is very important. See now, I'm lively. All my blood is flowing through the right corners. All my head is correct. It's because I've had breakfast. That's how important it is.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. But let me ask you, because I know that you are a breakfast person. We used to drag a bar here sometimes, you know. But are your kids, how do you prepare them for school?
So my kids are not breakfast kids.
Oh.
Yeah, so they struggle every time to get them to eat something. They'll just be looking at you. So they're used to lunch more.
Okay. Talk
So, my breakfast routine. Last week I spoke about the fact that my kids actually really are breakfast people. They have to eat. Even when they've gotten so used to eating breakfast that on days when they are not going to school, by 8 a.m. they are hungry. I'm like, it's just 8 in the morning. I'm very, very hungry. Mommy, I'm very, very hungry. So I had to remind myself, like, okay, because usually by 8 they are already in school. So they've eaten between like 6:30, before 7 they've eaten. So this 8 o'clock might feel like I'm just waking up, but for them, their body clock is already used to the idea of eating. For me, my routine this year, it changed a bit because I started going to the gym, and I realized that my typical not eating breakfast is affecting me, because after doing some workout, it would just do me like the ground wants to shake. As I was doing one routine, and I was like, I raised my head up, and I felt like the entire world was weaving. I had to go and sit down. Like, what's going on? Shake my head again. Went to grab water, finish the bottle of water. They were like, it's not water.
It's food.
You need to have put something in your. You can't come and be doing this kind of workout with ugly belly. No, this is not. You have to have something that, even if it is not heavy on sugar, something high in fiber, or just protein. If it is just boiled egg, or like something either strong on fiber, low on sugar, or something that is high in protein. Just put something in your stomach. So if I was laughing, before going to gym, you eat 2 boiled egg, or eat. When they come and I didn't understand. So now I know that by the time I get to the gym tomorrow, I'm not going to complain that the ground is shifting under me. The ground will not shift, because we will prepare ahead with proper breakfast. But I think that we need to understand our bodies.
Yes.
And every human being needs to understand what works for me. Observe it. You notice when you take this kind of food, how did my body feel? When I take this kind of food, how did my body feel? Because I've also become a very lactose intolerant. My stomach just has some kind of milk that doesn't just work for my body anymore. And I used to probably take it, or maybe I wasn't observant then. And now, because I'm more observant, I notice how my body is reacting when I take those type of milk. So I am also working it. So yes, it could also be. So just understand, breakfast might not be important for some people, but it is important for some people. So know your own body type before making a choice and jumping on a bandwagon that does not really work for your health. You know.
Yes. So what Nima didn't tell you guys was when she was taking that nap, she had a dream. She came and told us she had a dream. She's shy. She told us that she dreamt that that the food that she was eating, that they served her in that dream. That is how much of a foodie Nima is. But anyway, someone like me, I eat once a day. Yes, I eat once a day because I need to give my body time to rest and heal itself. Yes, everybody get the one with the drum. And I'm not really a breakfast person, but when I'm on holidays, vacations and stuff, I love to
take advantage of all those spreads.
And everything. Longer throat in me will not let me. I want to go and eat something and stuff. And I know, like you said, high fiber content is very good. And the good thing about when I'm on holidays, because I know that when I eat, because my tummy just doesn't do well with breakfast. If I'm walking or stuff, it also slows me down a bit. So if I'm on holiday, when I eat, I can go back to my room and sleep a bit, and use the restroom and feel relaxed. And then when I wake up, I notice that when I now wake up, I have the energy to now continue the rest of my day. So you need to check your body and know what suits you. Like I said last week, my brother's kids and my sister's kids, they don't joke with their breakfast. They love breakfast, and I see the energy it gives them for the rest of the day. So like Tope said, know your body, know what works for you, and know what time of the day. You can have your breakfast at 11. You can have your breakfast at 12. You can have your breakfast at 12. Anytime you eat your breakfast, you are breaking your fast. It mustn't be in the morning. So whatever it is, just try to make sure that you have high fiber content, because it helps you.
That's your breakfast, and you're breaking your fast.
And you.
Anytime you eat, So I remember, when I work out at home, I don't need to eat before doing the workouts, because now I know I'm not doing a lot. I just have my 6 kg dumbbells and then the regular exercise. So I just do olive oil and what's that in lemon. Then I do my workout and everything. But if I'm going to the gym, I eat. So I'm shocked that you dare enter gym, eat. With all those machines that you have to, they'll come and follow you up and that you have to carry. You eat, so that I also explains why you need more, you have more energy to do some of the very strong workouts. You have to put something in your stomach. So that one is, sorted. But I remember a time that my friend's kids come to my house from time to time to spend holiday. They are early birds. They wake up very early. They have a routine, and then we don't wake up early in my house. In fact, if we're not going to work or going to school, my house will be quiet till 12 noon. Everybody's sleeping. So we don't eat. And maybe that was why also their body adjusted to not eating breakfast, right? So these kids, when they come to my house, I just realized that in the morning I'll just be hearing, they are whispering. They are not free enough to go to my kitchen to eat. So they'll be hungry till we wake up. The mother now called me and said, Bisi, una no dey chop. morning food for now. I said, we do now. Anybody can enter anytime and eat. He said, when my son comes, my son is always like, Mommy, they don't wake up early. I will not be able to eat. I said, so I had to give an instruction to my help. Please wake up by 7. These people have a routine. Wake up by 7. Make sure you sort them. Anytime your own children wake up, they can sort. My kids cook, they can go and sort themselves. But these my visitors, once they come, make sure. So some people work based off of that routine where they have to eat at every point in time, and it also aids their energy. And that also took me back to university, that period where we do early morning class and we will not eat. Everything lecturer is saying, I say your eye will be turning like this. Wait till you go.
And eat rice.
Eat rice, hot mama puts rice after class, you know. Some people even carry food to class early in the morning, and then they'll be eating it while the lecturer is lecturing. So breakfast, I think it's important, at least for young children that I know. It helps them concentrate better, because when your tummy is full, you can now listen to what the
as we're discussing breakfast now, my stomach is now doing boom, boom, boom.
They should help us with something, maybe cereal or something.
What kind of
so
hunger
take a break, we can take some
cereal
cereal and continue the show. And I know that those days that me and this baby used to drag Eba on the set, when Wake Up was close to us, we could always beg them for food. The show that day, me, YK and Nima, after we eat that morning, we used to fight on the show.
The energy is different.
The energy is high and different. Yes, we have to go on a short break now. When we return, we move on to the topics for today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Eje, can you close the show, Father?
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Today, the 28th of February 2025, is Rare Disease Day. It's an observance day held to raise awareness for rare disease and improve access to treatment and medical representation for individuals with rare diseases and their families. One of us on this table is living with a rare disease called myasthenia gravis, and we will be speaking with her soon. But first of all, watch this clip.
So as you've heard, myasthenia gravis is a disorder. And we have with us here Amaka Orakwe, which is one of us, our girl here. She also is one of the carriers of this major disorder. So just to reiterate, myasthenia gravis is a chronic autoimmune disorder which the antibodies in the system destroys the communication between the nerves and the muscle. Now what happens is that it results in weakness of the skeletal muscles, and this can affect the muscle that controls the eyes, the limbs, the mouth and the throat. So Amaka, who is one of the ladies of Your View, has been managing this disease for so many years, and because she's on the show, we have to highlight this disease because today we're also celebrating International Rare Disease Day. So it's important for us to have a better understanding of this disease and see how we can bring more awareness and help people understand how to live with it and manage with it. It's actually called the rich man's disease. Amaka, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So good to be on this side of the divide.
I know, right?
Yeah. So tell us, how long have you been living with MG? It's also called MG.
Yes. So, I think I've been having the symptoms for so many years. But when you have myasthenia gravis, to get a diagnosis takes a long time because it comes up in different forms. So, but I was properly diagnosed in 2009 in the UK after so much up and down, going everywhere, thinking maybe someone is chasing me from the village or something's going on and stuff. Yes. So yes,
why was diagnosis difficult? Because you have the basic symptoms, the headaches, the fever,
and walking and falling down.
Walking and falling down. Those are the symptoms that happened.
Yes.
And people couldn't figure out what happened.
Yes. And then even up to the point like that, I would wake up in the morning and I already feel like I've had a full day. I wake up really weak and tired. I can't even press out my toothpaste. I can't even to start my car, to lock my door. The muscles.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't grip. So the little things like maybe opening something. So I find it really difficult to do the basic things. Yes.
So let me before you got to the UK for the diagnosis, share with us some of the experiences in Nigeria with going to doctors when they're telling you different things that they can't figure it out. What was the experience like?
Okay, so yes, because you might think okay, maybe you lack, maybe you're having iron deficiency, or maybe you need more calcium. Practically all my life I've taken calcium because I'm always tired. I was that somehow weak child. I was always tired, and so you feel like, okay, you need to take calcium more, you need to increase your iron tablets. Maybe there must be something going on. But the good thing with this whole thing was that I was really sick. I was not a sick child.
Okay.
Yes, because what myasthenia gravis also does is, immediately disease enters your body, antibodies already fight it. So before I wasn't that child. I had siblings that were always having malaria, going to the hospital. I was not a sick child.
So just weakness of your muscles.
I always wanted to lie down. I was always, instead of sitting down, you always catch me lying down. I always wanted to rest. And then my father would say, why are you always sleeping off? If you put me in the car, I've slept off. Every minute I want to take a nap. And even if I'm not taking a nap, most of the times I close my eyes. Even my friends tomorrow, they'll say, well, Amaka has already slept off. I'm not sleeping. I'm resting the muscles of my eyes. I always feel like I need to take a short nap.
So in your years of this disease, do you have an idea what the cause is? Did they tell you the cause?
Okay, so there's no cause. There's no known cause for myasthenia gravis. You can go to bed and wake up and you have myasthenia gravis.
Wow.
Yes, myasthenia gravis can happen to anybody, especially happens to women under the age of 40 and then men above the age of 60. Although it can happen to you at any point in time in your life. You just go to bed, you wake up, you don't have a history of anything in your family, nothing. You go to bed, you wake up and your life changes.
So why is it called the rich man's disease?
Okay, because with myasthenia gravis, everything about myasthenia gravis is expensive because you're dealing with a specialized medical unit, which is so that you're just dealing with neurologists. And we all know that neurologists are expensive, right? So it's really, really expensive. To even get a diagnosis is expensive. The medications, expensive because you're living all your life on drugs. So you have your drugs, like I have my drug sheets, my drug charts. I have a drug chart.
Wow.
Yes, on my laptop, on my phone, everywhere. And then I have my alarm. My alarm goes off all the time. I have, like, I'm reminded when to wake up in the night or midnight to take my drugs.
Wow.
So yes, so
as you find like this, you still will use drugs and all these.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, because that's what keeps me going. So I'm a testimony, because even people in my support group, in my foundation, the Standard Cancer Foundation, they don't believe that. Are you sure you have MG?
Yeah.
Because I've learned to manage it over the years.
Tell me about your foundation. Why did you set up the foundation?
Okay, so the Turner Cancer, it's called the Turner Cancer Foundation, and Turner Cancer means I'm tired. I'm tired, very tired. So because the symptom is about being extremely tired, you can think that someone is being lazy or stuff. So it's about like trying to say that this foundation is aimed at helping people that are very tired, extremely tired, because that's what this is about. So I set up the foundation because there's lack of knowledge about myasthenia gravis. Most of the people that are in my support group, most of them, when they had myasthenia gravis, practically some of them slept in the churches for a long time. You'll be going helter-skelter thinking there's something else that is wrong.
There's deliverance issue.
Because you can't really pinpoint what's going on. So there's lack of information and knowledge out there for myasthenia gravis. Some doctors have actually just read about myasthenia gravis when they were going to medical school. They've never met a myasthenia gravis patient. The drugs are very expensive. So for the longest time, I was helping to bridge that gap for people in my support group, to provide those drugs for them, to give support. And the main challenge that we face as myasthenia gravis, as people living with myasthenia gravis, is the fact that most of the hospitals don't know how to deal with us, in the sense that there's something called myasthenic crisis, where for someone with myasthenia gravis, you can have a crisis where you can't breathe, you can't swallow, and most times when you get to the hospital, they've never met or treated a myasthenia gravis patient before, so they don't know the next line of action. So it can be a huge issue.
So can you link people to doctors from those in your circle?
Yes. So for my foundation, we can, but like I said, it's very, very expensive. So that's a huge challenge we are facing, and most of our medications are not available. So I get my medications. All my medications come from the UK. And on the reason, I can remember one time like that, one of my medication finished, and I couldn't find anywhere in Lagos to get it. On the island, I went to different places, I did my research, and I could only find it one place on the mainland in Yaba. So how can the whole of Lagos not have my medication? Imagine I'm having a myasthenic crisis, and I don't have access to my medication. And this is the same issues that most of the people in my support group are also facing in different places, in Abuja, where they can't have access to drugs.
So has there been any fatalities as we wrap up with
Yes, they have. Because there's something that is somehow we also need to educate the caregivers, because most of the women in my support group, their husbands have left them because they can't seem to deal with the ailments, because it's really chronic. There's no cure for myasthenia gravis. People die. Gravis means very grave. It's very serious. People die. You have your crisis. There's no cure for it. And we've had 2 fatality. And also we also need to educate women that have myasthenia gravis might not necessarily go through natural birth, because their muscles cannot handle it. So information. So it's so sad that so many people have it and they don't even know.
Wow. I'm so happy that you are championing this cause to push the awareness out there, because you're such a beautiful woman. I mean, you're living every day, happy, joyful. I've never seen you sad before. I know you have your moments, but how would you encourage anybody who knows somebody who might be having these symptoms and they don't even have a clue that could be MG they have?
Yes, like I said, the diagnosis even abroad, even the abroad where they diagnosed me, it took years for me to get a diagnosis even abroad. I had to practically even walk into the doctor's office and say I have MG, because I had done my own research over and over again. So what I can say to people living with MG is the fact that you have to deal with the mind. People always ask me, what's your coping mechanism? I said, my mind. So I first win in my mind before my actions. Before I get up from my bed in the morning, I win with my mind. It's always my mind. And when I'm tired, I take a pause. And because I've also been privileged to surround myself with people that are my caregivers that understand that what I'm dealing with, they're able to help. Because even in the UK, Canada, everywhere, if you're a myasthenia gravis patient, you're given a caregiver. Is that
who monitors you?
Who goes with you? Who monitors you? And even the drugs for myasthenia gravis patients all over the world is free. That's how serious it is. Yes. So it's so sad.
And you said finally, you said that it's only 1 in a million that gets it.
Yes, it's a very rare disease. Yes, it's very rare disease. So, well, most people that also have it don't even realize that they have it. They might even die not knowing that they have it because they've not been properly diagnosed. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we're going to be wrapping up on this.
I like the way you came out to share. And also what you're doing to create awareness, knowing that this is something that is very rare, 1 in a million people. It's usually very easy to put it under wraps. Nobody knows. Let me just mind my business and face my life. But you've taken it upon yourself to come out and share so that people will have more awareness and also help people who are not able to get help. At what point did you decide to do this?
Okay, so I've been doing this for give or take 6-7 years, yeah, if not more than. And it was also a challenge whereby when I started my foundation, the Tena Cansado Foundation, and it was a challenge because even family was saying that, no, do you want to put it out there that you're sick or that you're ill and stuff like that? And I said, oh, as a, in life, God gives everybody purpose, and I must, my pain must translate to purpose. There must be something, to it. And if I don't speak out, then who will? It's so funny how before today, I wasn't supposed to be the only one seated here today to talk about myasthenia gravis, because today is the Awareness Day for Rare Diseases, right? But then I spoke to over almost 15 people, 10 to 15 people from my support group and different groups and everywhere. Nobody wants to come out because of the stigma of MG, yes. So many people nobody wants to tell their story. So, and I keep saying, like, you need help, but you don't want to seek or ask for help. And if you don't speak up, who will? Do you understand? And for the fact that so many people are living with different rare diseases that we don't know about, people are even living with high blood pressure or different things. Why do you want to stigmatize against me, like, because I have something that I don't have control over? And so, and you can't force people to share their stories when they are not ready. You need to understand that with myasthenia gravis, you're dealing with emotional stress or any form of stress, physical stress triggers the symptoms. So, and you're told to, cut out any form of stress. So you can't force people. They need to be emotionally ready, mentally ready to share. Right, but someone has to champion this. Someone has to push for this. I've had awareness programs in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, even with my dad, my family members. We've had walks and, try to create awareness for this. Is super important because people are dying. Most women that have myasthenia gravis might go and get pregnant and have kids. Some people some people, everything will go well, but most times your body shuts down. If you have any form of, that's why before you do any surgery or do anything as a myasthenia gravis patient, you have to inform the doctors that you are, because they need to make preparations for when your body shuts down or if there's trauma to your body. There's so many things I can't do. Like, I can't get Botox. I can't do fillers as a myasthenia gravis. You can't do like BBL. There's so many things you can't do. But when you don't have the information, you put your life at risk.
Hi.
Awareness is important. It's also important for your friends. Like most times, if I carry something, people around me that know, my friends, they don't let me. They always say, Amaka, your bag is too heavy. Why is your bag always heavy? What do you think the bag is heavy? I don't. They always carry my bags for me. They always collect my bag for me because they just feel like, no, you can't carry it. You're struggling. It's a constant struggle. I wake up most days fatigued as if I've had a full day. And for women, it affects men a lot too, but for women, because our body goes through hormonal changes during your ovulation, during your period and everything. So during those periods, it's like if you're functioning on 45%, during those periods you're on -1%. I say, so when you see me those periods, even climbing the step, doing anything, like I am struggling, but then I have to make sure that I show up. Because, like I say, I have to win in the mind.
Use your mind.
Yes, I have to win in my mind.
Amazing. So yes. I feel very, because we've had, I didn't know the name, but you had mentioned some of the medical challenge you've had to go through and how your life is a miracle, and sometimes hearing the full story puts it into perspective. But I wanted to ask you about diagnosis and misdiagnosis. And the reason is because of course, MG is a rare disease, which means the likelihood of it getting misdiagnosed is also
rare,
very, very high. People will not know what they are diagnosing. How did you get diagnosed, and how can people be sure that this is something they are going through, or is something else they are going through?
Okay, so like similar to my story and stories of people from my support group, we find out that when it happens, majority of the people have the same story, where they run to the church. You feel like you're being attacked because you can't really place your hand on what's going on. Imagine like you can't even like to feed yourself, to swallow. You're having issues you're having issues with breathing. You're having issues with walking. Then I can remember like if I'm walking, the next thing I can't even take a step. There's an incident that happened to me that I can never ever forget. Like we had an event at Eco Hotel, and I needed to leave, and I was walking. Imagine like a hall filled with so many people, and I was walking out, and I got to the middle of the room, and I couldn't move.
Whoa!
Imagine that you're standing. You want to move, but you cannot put one leg in front of the other. Jeez. You cannot walk. You cannot move. I was just standing there, like then panic sets in. Then it triggers the stress and everything. Then you're sweating. Then if your body was already shutting down, it shuts down completely. And then, but I was walking out with a friend, and then she was talking, but she realized that where's Amaka? And she turned back. When she turned, she saw the horror. She had to come back to hold my hand to walk me out of that place. I can never forget that. Even one time like that, went out with friends, and next thing we're walking, and next thing I'm on the floor, right? So first of all, when that starts happening, you wonder like, what's going on with me? Something is wrong. You just start praying. The Niger thing, you start praying.
Village people have come.
And then so many people go to churches, they are running helter-skelter. You go to hospital, they can't place it. Do you know, even in the UK, I was going to the optician, as in they put prisms in my glasses to the highest point of prism too. I stopped going for my appointments because like there was nothing else to do. I just got tired. I said, why are they trying different things and they can't figure it out? It took years, and that also had an emotional toll on my mind. You understand? So it happens to people. Yeah. So you need a neurologist because it's a specialist care that you need. You need to speak to a neurologist to be diagnosed. I need to do a lot of things. You even have to do the nerve tests, where they put all the pins and stuff in you to check your muscle strength. There are different things, blood tests, and a whole lot of tests that you have to do to get the proper diagnosis. But like I said, neurologist care is pretty expensive. I have people on in my foundation and support group that are always on the waiting list. Like I have a lady that has been on the waiting list since last in the public hospital, and finally they're seeing her this next week in March. And you can imagine if in this whole time she's had a myasthenic crisis, you deal with these things yourself, so it's stressful.
I don't even know what
you
to say.
don't know what to ask.
Okay, we have these cases where family members are also shocked as to discovering everybody bets a healthy child. That's what we all believe. I remember PCOS only presented because I was practically tired. I just knew that I wanted to always rest. I can only imagine how you've been dealing with it, and that did not even affect me in sense of breathing out. It's just my mindset. I'm just not interested. I can have a house full. I'm a lively person. You know how my vibe is. I can be loud and all of that, but I remember I'm not interested in a full crowd of my friends. I just want to keep quiet, so I can only imagine how you feel, how your family members will be dealing with understanding
what was going on.
You finding out you're feeling this way. How did your parents, your siblings, did they call you abnormal? Wow. Did they tire from you? Did it affect any relationship?
How important was it to have their support?
Yeah, so I'm so lucky that I come from a home filled with excess love, too much love.
Amazing.
I'm from a very close-knit family and from a very enlightened family. So with all this, and even with that self, my mom was also praying and also worried, like as in what's going on. But they have also educated themselves on it. So they are my support system.
No, I'm talking about I'm thinking of a young girl with MG.
Okay, no. So as a child, I didn't have as a child. We just was like as in, okay, your bones are paining you, your bones are weak, calcium, iron, maybe you need more iron. You're an AS child.
All those
guesses. All those things like as in, so because like there's nothing wrong. You're not even sick. My siblings used to go to the hospital more than me. I was never a sick child. And with my sonography, whenever disease enters your body, the white blood cell just fights it immediately, and kills it off. So my body, and then when there's nothing to fight, it's fighting itself. That's autoimmune, right? Yes. Happening. So I was not a sick child, but I was weak. I was always tired. So you just feel like, oh, maybe you're not eating, you don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. So maybe you need to eat more. You don't like food. Okay, eat this. Even in secondary school, they'll buy me all the milks. They'll buy me complants. In secondary school, I think I was practically the only child that was coming to school with complants, different. Like I said, my parents always felt that they needed to do more in terms of calcium or this, or maybe there's something that, is lacking somewhere. But, as you get older, you now find out that maybe it's something different. And it begins to manifest in different ways, right? Drooping.
I want to ask about the place of prayer or the foundation.
The foundation, yes, because we have to wrap up on this. So, why did you decide to have a foundation, knowing that it's something that a lot of people are not aware? And what gave you the inclination that you may have quite a number of people who are in Nigeria suffering from this that would need this foundation?
So because when you're going through something like this, just like with people that have cancer and other things, you're unconsciously, you start looking for, or consciously, a community of people that you start doing your research, like, okay, who has this, what systems are they going through, what medications are they taking, how, when they have a crisis, you start, and then most of the people I didn't find people from Nigeria. They were foreigners, right? The different communities I found myself in to get answers. I didn't find Nigerians. Then I can remember at some point, somebody reached out to me and I said, there's a lady, she's a medical doctor, that she thinks that she has myasthenia gravis, but she doesn't live in Nigeria, she stays in Ghana. Because how did she know? She had the baby, and then her body shut down for weeks or whatever, and everything, and before they could find out what was going on. And that made me say, no, someone has to speak up. If I'm going through this, there must be other people going through this. We need to have a community where we can come together, where we can help and support one another. Because with my myasthenia gravis, there are doctors, even my doctors in America, in Canada, in the UK, they all told me the same thing, like, you're your best doctor because you know your body as a myasthenia gravis patient. You know your body, so you need to know what's going on with you. You need to do your research. That most times I do my research, and when I go to the hospital, I tell my doctor, like, this is the new drug that they're trying out now in research. I want to be on it. Can I be on it? Can they test me on it? Because if you're myasthenia gravis patient, even when you want to get pregnant, all those things, there are certain drugs that you need to withdraw your body from, and then they need to place but they have to test you for all these drugs to know whether it's okay, because most times your body doesn't even accept the new drugs. Like, there's so many new drugs that my body did not accept. And then you also have to go to the hospital to do what they call, I used to be in the hospital a lot because I have to go in to do what they call intravenous immunoglobulin and stuff. Yes. So there was a time, like, for 4 years straight, every Easter, I spent all my Easters in the hospital in the UK and everything. So I used to stay in the hospital a lot, right? But so that made me say, you know what? I became depressed and stuff. I said, I need to form a community of people that they're going through this thing. They can share, can encourage one another. I can inspire them. I can help with their drugs and with their medical care. But I can't do it by myself, right? So but I've been running this foundation so long by myself. Yes.
I need to hug you. I have to hold my mic so that we don't.
Thanks, darling. Thank you. Yes. So, and I want to tell people living in myasthenia gravis that you shouldn't be ashamed of anything. I feel so heartbroken that you guys feel like you can't come out to share your story. The two people that said they wanted to come said no, that they have to cover themselves up because they don't want people. And at the end of the day, they said, in fact, they don't even want to come. They don't want to be linked to even the men. the two guys, they said they don't even want to be part of it. They're
want afraid of
the stigma, both even at work, their family members. Most of them have lost relationships. Most of the women, their husbands have left them, and it's just because they can't deal with a sick person. The stress. But with my myasthenia gravis, you can live a healthy life just like any other person. I'm a testimony of that. As in, I'm balling. I'm living my best life.
They're hugging you right now. Emeka says, I need to see Amaka in person and give her a hug. Mount Rushmore, so Just Reason says, we really need to be empathetic in our culture and traditions. Empathy is really lacking amongst our people, you know, and that's where my fear is coming from. There's so many rare diseases and there's so many rare conditions. Till the day I saw a doctor, I just knew something was not right. And I didn't know what it was. So please, let's understand.
We don't need to give anybody stigma. She did not wake up to choose this.
So those people should feel free.
Yes, and for those people who are also talking about, hold on, for those people who are also talking about prayer and all of that, there was somebody who was blind in the Bible, and when he prayed and prayed, God said, "I gave you this for a reason. You have a purpose here." It could be that she's found a purpose here, and if she changes it, she will not be able to impact the number of life. We need to be a little bit selfless because it's not just about us. It's about the many people.
What I'm saying is, I know Amaka prays.
Yes.
And it helps to get strength.
So I saw the prayer comments. I'm like, you people know this girl prays. Yes, it's not about prayer right now. For those your final words, so that we can go.
My final words is that, you know, we're calling on pharmaceutical companies because it doesn't make sense that there are people that live in myasthenia gravis that don't have access to their drugs. Like, how can I live in Lagos and I don't have access to my basic drugs that I have to take every 2 hours or every 4 hours is not available? So calling on pharmaceutical companies to, like, to bring it in, partner with us or something. If doctors, neurologists, if you're watching this, you know, partner with us and let's see how we can help people with myasthenia gravis, access to drugs, and then also the government in Canada, in America, in the UK, they support this. Is classified as a disability everywhere in the world because it's that grave, it's that serious. There's no cure for myasthenia gravis, just management. So we're calling on everybody to, like, you know, support us, you know, so that we can also have the same opportunity as the next person.
Yeah. So we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
From Agbado.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Mr. Agutola. I'm calling from Agbado.
Okay.
Good morning, BC.
Good morning, sir.
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Don't listen to the TV.
Good morning, Lima and Amaka.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Please,
sir.
I give kudos to your program. I give kudos to your program for what you are doing and you are talking this morning about Amaka. I give kudos to you. I give kudos to you. Morayo and all of you. TVC station, please, I will say in the Yoruba, I pray this in Yoruba, please. Ilé-iṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná. Ilé-iṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná. Ilé-iṣẹ́ yóò máa lọ sókè. There is a lot of people have a problem outside they cannot come and say. You show the program is in all this country, you are the best. You are the best because what you are saying this morning, I give kudos to you. Amaka, God might already heal you.
Amen.
If you have faith in God, whatever you need, God Almighty will do it for you. Yet I'm praying to God Almighty, God Almighty will bring a big help in the bigger way to you. And Lima, I greet you. I greet you very well. God continue to bless you. I already told God Almighty in this country you become a sign in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Everybody. I greet.
Thank you so much for your support, sir. That's where we'll wrap this up. Thank you so much, Amaka, for being strong, for sharing, for giving hope to a lot of people. And we pray that many more people will be able to have the courage to come and speak out. And also we, the receivers who are hearing this, will understand that this is not the time for stigma. We have to empathize with them. Everybody actually has one or two things that they are dealing with, you know. So people need to come out more, encouraged to speak.
Someone is saying it's not about stigma alone. Some people would just know it and not give you the opportunity of an employment. Maybe someone go there, that could that, you know, a lot of things.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Amaka.
Thank you.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, the show continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge?
Thanks for staying with us. So a lady called off her wedding 2 months before the day because of a comment she found out that her husband-to-be made on social media. There was a story that went viral about a man who unalived his wife because she did not cook for him. And according to her, she did not know what pushed her to read comments, and she found the ex-husband-to-be supporting the man in the comment section. And because of what she read, she was scared and decided to end the relationship. She said she didn't know what he could do to her in real life if he could support such act. Now, the question is, should checking your partner's socials be a thing? You can join the conversation and call us on 0802 016 352 or 091 390 76948, or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So she saw this comment when she went to check. You know how you see what's going viral.
No.
And she was checking. I realized that this is a name that I know now. Is this not my guy? And then she saw the comment. The man was actually supporting the acts. That women. That's how women are.
BC, that's not a red flag. That is
red tea.
This is like a red
cloth
overall. Somebody is wearing red overall. Now it's a bit. I'm still a bit struggling to make the switch from the former topic to this one, but trying to focus on this particular topic. This lady is obviously a very observant person, and made a very wise move. I feel that you don't wait until, if you wait until life happens to you, when you could have seen it on its way to you, that's not wisdom. Wisdom is I read the handwriting on the wall, I make a decision based on it. Anything, if I see that someone I care about is watching horror movies or is making statements that are like violence related, I would pull back a bit from that person to say, why are you doing this? Why are you watching this? Because if you are whatever you are watching indicates where your interest is.
So we should not watch horror movies.
My sweetheart, I checked one of my business accounts that I don't go to, and I saw the explore page, and I saw the things I was saying there. I knew that was what my staff who was handling that page was looking at, because this would give you an indication. It wasn't a bad thing. It was a lot of natural hair things. So it gives an indication of who you are. If you go to my explore page right now, you will see a lot of before and after pictures, because I'm trying to sculpt like my body. So before and after of she was fat, she's slim. She was fat, she's slim. That's what you will see more of. If somebody can type a support of someone that offed his wife because his wife did not cook, obviously that person too can find justification for what they are doing. Everything has clues. You don't just see a tree. The tree was once a seed. The seed became a small plant. The plant grew. So when you're now seeing that massive tree, the best time to nip it was when it was a seed or when it was a small tree. So for me, I'm happy that the girl made the move. And we need more people to be more observant like that. Don't close your eyes. Read, pay attention. Even a business, if I see a business commenting anyhow on social media, I won't buy that from that business again. Because I feel like this kind of, for you to say kind of thing, your way no straight. So I don't want to be anybody way no straight. I don't want to be around such a person. So for me, it was just a weird thing that I'm happy she made that move. And I don't even understand people still castigating her. Like, I don't get it. We're supposed to wait until it happens to her.
I agree, she was smart. To add into the business aspect, so there was a day I went on, so I don't handle my business pages. I have my PA who does that. And I saw another person's page, there's something that was going on, and then I saw Hair by BC commenting. I read the comment, it's not me. Definitely, I don't comment on people's pages. I just called her. I said, what's going on? Why are you using my business account to go and comment nonsense on another? I said, don't delete it. No. Don't ever try it. What's the meaning of that? You are there to post your market and attend to customers. Why are you going and looking at people's pages? You don't like what they're doing, you're commenting. Somebody will see that and say, hey, that woman, we talk and say now wahala person she be, and it's not me. So I like that aspect of it. But let me come to, who's ready to go?
Okay, so she's a very smart girl. I'm proud of her. Because there are no signs. Our time, our people don't get social media. The people we were dating didn't have social media. But me, I carry my investigation. I snooped. I did it all. And I like to meet your friends. So all my husband's friends, my husband is not a friendly friend. He doesn't really wet his friendship. I'm the one who keeps the friendships.
For him?
For him, yeah. Because all of those people saved my life. I liked to see... I heard there was a particular disagreement he had with one of his friends about how that one was handling his girlfriend. I was just so proud. Just sitting there on the weekend. They were working weekend. And I showed up. He wasn't expecting me. And they were having this argument. I was like, you can't treat her like that. And I was like, no, No, she should sew something, and I just sat down.
You felt so proud
that because me, I didn't date. You know, I don't want to be having that argument in the house and expecting him to have a different point of view. But there are certain things that people do foolishly, which I see a lot of on social media. Just trying to balance things. You know, how boys, maybe based on the mood of the time, go and stupidly write something. And you know, social media, they keep receipts. So the receipt of it is what has earned him this now. Maybe he's a different person, or maybe he's even reforming. But he will never get the fair hearing. So just as a caution, no, because I will not tell the girl did well. There's nothing I want to tell the girl on this issue. You people that you know you don't have the mindset, it is now time to always be putting things properly in perspective.
Think long term.
Before you do a comment on anything that you say. Me, I always tell people, when you see I have written something out as a comment, now me write down.
Yes, my full chest.
I own it. You can come and wake me up at night. It's still a point of view I have. But if I don't think that thing is sure, I won't write it. And I'll pick a very sensitive example. When the Mohbad noise was high, I was worried because we're going to cancel somebody. I never really know the truth. The facts of it till today, I have never seen a more distorted fact. If I hear the mom today, I don't know where to stand. If I hear the wife today, I don't know where to be. The father is even worse. I don't know who to be on. And we were going to cancel somebody. We knew there was the only available video was that video, but that the cause of death, to put that kind of thing. So I just thought, until this thing makes sense.
And you didn't put that opinion online.
If you check online, I don't have an opinion on that issue. Because till today, I've never been more confused about a public issue. It's not politics. You know, with politics, we can have an opinion.
This is a personal thing.
But this is so sensitive, something to have an opinion. And you'll be surprised the Nigerians who had opinions.
Somebody even sent me a DM after that show with opinion. And I replied the person to say, if you don't know the truth, I don't know the truth. Because we're not there. The only person that knows the truth is the person who has died and God. I say, so as long as you are not God, leave it for God to be the one to handle. It's not my business to judge. So I'm happy you brought it up too, because some people have commented some things online that would forever follow them. But let me, Amaka.
Yes. So as this just brought back a very funny memory. So someone that is very, very close to me, during a Big Brother some years ago. Big Brother.
People get so emotional about that one too.
Big Brother Nigeria some years ago. So you know how blogs like Instablog, or is one of the blogs was talking about like the women or something that was going on in the house. So this guy now went and wrote his comment. All Nigerians were just sharing their different comments. People are watching it now on what happened.
Let me hold you so I can get that story. We have a live transmission going on. Day 3 of the public hearing of the House of Reps Committee on Finance on Tax Reform Bills. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. today, Friday, 28th February. It's on now. It's live, and I'm sure we'll still be able to, people on YouTube will still be able to watch our show. So continue, yes.
Okay, so he had commented, just shared his own. Everybody, Nigerians were just commenting, and then his wife Wakad.
I saw the comment.
Into the comment and saw the comment. Hey, the wife tore him to pieces. The wife said, you a man that is busy. I know how busy you are at work. Look at the way people look. What business do you even have to even write a comment on something concerning women or a woman on social media?
He watches.
As a you that
even if you are watching.
See, the wife said, do you know how I look at you as my husband?
See where I respect you.
See where I put you.
You brought
your
comments. Put yourself here.
When you finished, I was laughing. I fell on the floor. I was rolling. I said, but bros,
before
handle. In his life, you will never ever. He will look and pass, because like. Even when you go to the embassies now, they will tell you to put your social media handles.
Yes, they do.
Yes. They are not mad.
Yes, they want to check you out.
They can check you out and see your comments and see what you post and everything, because it matters.
If you're an extremist.
Do you understand? They need to know if you're danger to yourself.
Yes, and to their country.
Or to the community.
Or to the community. So for that girl, I'm happy she went to check if that guy is a danger to himself and to her.
She didn't even go and check. She stumbled on it.
That's what I said, stumbled on it.
That's what they call. See what that girl saw.
She was reading comments.
It's not, flesh and blood did not reveal it to. It was direct from the Holy Spirit, because some things you are praying for some things, And as you pray, God will just open your eye.
Yes.
This for me was eye-opening. And it would have been very weird for her to disregard that comment. So I am very happy.
And it's so funny how most times people are so blinded by their own emotions. Their own emotions that they don't see the red flags. Because you don't even need to read comments, that's the truth. Even in conversations, if you're an observant person, and in conversations with that same man, friends, in normal conversations with just normal movies, you will have seen that his opinions are, tuned towards that particular perspective. That is who he is. So we need to, irrespective of the fact that you love somebody, you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you also need to be guided. Like if certain things are not, it might not be a bad thing, but if certain things are not in tune with your values, people don't change. You just step away.
Yeah. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is it?
Welcome back. We're still discussing about the lady who decided to end, pause the relationship and the marriage just because of the comments she saw on social media. And that took my mind to a story I shared last week Saturday on the Your View Pigeon, where there was this guy that I had something to do with at the time. And I realized that he had a certain behavior. So, you know how you catch rats who enter house? You lock door and catch the rats or cockroach, for instance. But this one happened with the rat. And you know, kill them straight. You now take the rats and you start punishing the rats. So either you're cutting the leg today, you hang the rat, cut leg today, use fire tomorrow, to give the rat pain. I flew for my life. And there's somebody, because why I'm saying this story again is because Nima has said maybe, just maybe, he's not really a bad person, but he's not there to defend himself now because of what he has posted and all of that. And somebody was like, but you should have given him a chance. Now, we need to understand that not everybody has the capacity to become a rehabilitation center for full-blown adults, right? People have their different threshold for what they can take. There are people who have their messiahs. I used to call him a messiah. They have a messiah complex. They like to save the day. They like to save people, right? They can see something like that and feel like, there's still good in this person. I can change you. I can help you. I can follow through with you and see how you become a better person. But there are people who, they don't have that capacity at all. They are still strong. Even themselves. You now want to bring another full-blown onyala so that we're not, no. It's okay for them to take a break. So I don't want us to make it look like sometimes people are not patient with other people. They feel
No, I've not asked this girl.
I'm just saying because a lot of people have I deal with people that are into relationships now. And you ask the question, did you see this when you were dating? Yes, they saw it. But why did they continue? 1, stubbornness. 2, they felt they were the Holy Spirit. 3, they felt it could change in the coming years, right? And then they get to a point where they realize that this person still exhibiting that same trait from the beginning. So some people actually do change, though I see just a few of them. Some never change. How do you separate those that will change and those that will not change, so that people don't keep making those mistakes?
Even you making the perfect, you make mistakes.
Of course.
So the decision to choose a relationship, sometimes you give yourself grace. You tell yourself, it's fine, I can choose that Tokpe. I don't want to be friends with Tokpe. I miss a good friend for life. You understand? I was maybe in my old age, we were in our 60s, and I'm looking, Tokpe would have been an amazing friend. Oh, I missed out on all these years. I'll forgive myself. It was a choice I made. She could see him in a few years and say, oh, maybe he would have been an amazing husband. She should forgive herself. But the time when she made the decision, it's a good decision she made. That's why I said, I'm not asking this girl for. This morning in the car, my son and my husband started the joke. So I have a neighbor. I've never entered the house for whatever reason. As nice as you think I am, my Messiah person, I see things. So I just chose, she's a friendly neighbor from afar. Okay. And so she sort of befriended my son and saw his kittens, 3 of them, and said, you have cats, bring your cats. Or no, she was just trying to maybe befriend me through my child. Sadly, this led to a dog bite in her house because my son's kitten got lost in her house. And rather than bring out the kittens for him, she flipped and allowed him go inside, knowing she didn't chain her dog. Oh. My son had dog bites. I spent almost 300,000 on anti-rabies injections. I'm not smiling about it, but I did not go and fight. After I took care of the first thing, when I saw my son, I did not fight. I took my son, I took care of my son. So after that provocation has ended, there's no fight. So my son was saying to me, Mommy, that woman asked of my car, I said, Imran, you are not allowed to be friends with this woman. And he was like, but she's old, and he'll be rude, and he'll be unkind. And Mommy, that's not what you used to teach us. And I said, this is my rule. So this is the me that you don't know. You're not allowed to, you are not allowed anymore, because I would never put somebody's child in harm's way. And somebody who is not responsible enough to do that is not a friend I would keep. And that's the way I operate. So what I do is that I give everybody, because I know I'm human and I can be mistaken about a conclusion about an individual. So the time when you made that conclusion is fine. If you made a mistake with it, be able to accept it by starting with yourself. And if you have the opportunity to remedy it when maybe the opportunity comes, I would simply just say to Tokpe in our old age, oh babes, I really missed a nice friendship with you. And we can start it if God gives us more years.
You have energy to travel.
Forget but it's important for us to know that we now live in an age where people don't commit to anything. We live in an age where everybody feels like, if it doesn't suit me, I walk away. We have this walking away mentality where nobody commits to actually working things out. Yes. And we need to understand that nobody is perfect, and communication is also key and important. And when there are certain red flags that you can live with and you can remedy in the sense that some people might act out and they don't even realize that they're acting out. Maybe because of a product of their environment and how they grew up, or what they know. Most people meet people and then they teach them something different, and people are willing to learn and do better. So it's important that whatever red flag it is that you see in whoever it is you want to be with, it's important to also communicate to that person. I don't believe in this idea of ghosting people, or I think that's too immature.
She ghosted though.
Yeah, I think
everywhere.
I'm coming. I think that's highly immature, especially for in the situation where there's no physical abuse to you, or there's no emotional abuse to you. If I see something on social media that I feel like, okay, we're on a path, right? And we want to get married, or we're engaged, and I feel that there's something that doesn't sit well with me anymore. Or maybe I just woke up one day and I fell out of love. I woke up one day, I just say, you know what? I want to still marry you. I want to still marry you in the next 10 years, but right now I still want to enjoy my life. The responsible thing, is a choice. Responsible thing would be to sit you down.
And have a conversation.
That's maturity for someone that also wants to get married. And have a conversation and say, oh boy, I care about you. We've started this journey. You've given me 2 years, 1 year, 10 years of your life. I appreciate everything that we've had, but I don't think I want. That is being responsible, because see, we think that it's just ghosting, but you're messing up people. And you're also messing up, you're leaving people traumatic, emotionally traumatic. You're leaving garbage for other people to pick up. And that is not maturity, and that doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so I hear you, but I also think we should extend grace.
Okay. So, grace for who now? Let's know who we're giving grace.
Both parties require grace, because I am a firm believer in.
Remember, I'm not telling you how to stay.
No. I'm not even. It's not about what you're saying. I believe that I believe in the power of growth mindset. I believe that we are not fixed. I believe that I can be a human being can be this very broken, harsh, woman battering person, and goes on a journey of growth, and the person becomes the softest, kindest person you can be. You, as a woman or a man, no human being can spoil that growth. That growth will come from within, a desire from within. But human beings can change. So also a kind person can get weaponized by trauma that happens to her or him and become a totally wicked person. So life, people change. But don't expect that you will be the one to cause that change. That's one. Number two is a young girl, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, can run for her life without sending a message.
That's okay.
And that's okay. The same person might at 31 or 35 now say, I shouldn't have done like that. With maturity. But as a young person, the first impulse might be, let me just run. But there are things I did and decisions I made when I was 21. There are things I tolerated at 25. There are things I tolerated at 35 that if you tried today, things you could do to me last year, that if you do it to me today, you will do it last year, it's me that will even beg you. Now you offend me. Now me go beg you because I want peace to reign. The me of today, I'm not bothered about peace reigning. I will state my mind. I will state my mind. Before I'll just excuse it and walk away. If just 2 nights ago I said I waited for my husband and told him my mind. And yesterday night I reiterated it that, see, let me explain why. Before I would have slept and let it go. But I don't want to hold on to things that will not resolve issues. So we are changing. So Amaka, your opinion is based on the maturity that you have. You at 18 probably will not do it, or you at 18 might, because you might have that exposure to do it. So we are all on that journey. Number one, number two, that's number three. So this girl maybe was like Tokwe, because me, when I was going to get married,
you used to flee.
I went to I'm like, there were some things that I just could not tolerate. And I've shared this story before on this show. I said there was a guy that I wasn't even dating this person, but I knew he had interest. And so he held my hand. No be beat, no slap, no push. He held my hand firmly. I wanted to go.
You couldn't.
I couldn't. That was my red flag.
Yes, sir.
I said, if man feel hold me like this,
he go beat me tomorrow.
When I say I dey go, he no release me. The man too strong for me. He not like me enough to say the way I take.
Make it even soft.
Make it soft the hold.
But there's a loving hold, you know.
There's a loving hold.
That you yourself will stand.
The hold was strong. I ran.
Yes.
And that was the only reason I ran. There was another one I've shared it on this same show. The person say, how can my wife be richer than me? That was all. I did not wait for any other thing.
You don't need another sign.
End. I did not say anything.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
When you find yourself like the way I was then, even me now, I still won't have that conversation because I'll feel like this is my own opinion. Another woman will experience that and say
appreciate it.
It's good. So we must, as we are giving everything, it doesn't. What I'm saying doesn't invalidate Amaka's opinion. It's important to give feedback so that they can learn. You want to help the person to grow, so you give that feedback. Even as they are running.
Yes.
But me,
so let me add something small. Okay.
I wanted to say something quickly to respond. Not invalidating what you have said at all. But we grew up, I don't know how you people grew up, but you know those communal settings where if you make the mistake of expressing that somebody is wrong or has done something wrong, they will explain the entire. They don't gather beg you before. How you're overreacting.
It's just comment.
And nobody is thinking that the girl was traumatized by finding out the comment herself. Girls go for these trainings a lot. They go for this sensitization. And imagine that I'm in love with Tokwe. As in, I promised Tokwe is she dead to do us part. And I'm reading that Tokwe is capable of supporting this kind of movement. Me, myself, the trauma of how am I going to explain to my friends, so instead of allowing those people to gather on me, I will just disappear.
But clarity is a form of self-care. Why do I say that? For you, someone held your hand, the experience happened to you. Or we just had BC say that her staff used her phone to make a comment on social media. Getting clarity on something to make sure that this person actually did this. Because people will have judged you, BC, before you came to that comment.
Of course. They will say,
some people will have blocked you.
We said it.
Because of that comment that you did not make.
True.
And it's important that, and maybe I'm also talking from my legal perspective, it's important to also get clarity when you want to take life-changing and altering decisions. It doesn't change your decision that you don't want to do again. But just having that clarity and peace of mind that, oh, I asked that question. What's your opinion on this? What was your opinion and why did you write this? Is this it? Then that is what matters.
You can go and do it after 1 year. At least you know that you have properly broken
so for some people, closures work for them. Some people are able to give closures, right? They'll sit with you and explain to you. Some others don't give closure because of the kind of person the person may be. So let me give an instance. So I have someone in my closet who, when she's upset, she becomes irrational. She does not listen to logic. You can be having an argument with her and presenting facts. See, I'm here. You know, I'm here. They right, I'm there. See what you talk here. See, because she's upset, she will not listen. She will not believe. She will not. Yeah, she's seeing it evidence-based though. She will listen. She will not listen. Her brain cannot. She shuts down and then she just goes on ranting what she wants to believe. Right now, for such a person, it's difficult to have a conversation because you will not even hear me. Your emotions have taken over and you don't want to hear me. So if you find yourself in that situation, there's no need. Carry your bag and just be going. If you are done, just go. But if you have people who listen, so as erratic as I can be when I am upset, I still listen to reasoning. Just bring it. Allow me, let's calm down. Just bring it, show me. I listen, I apologize, I take ownership, I take accountability. I will tell you that here, I messed up. I am sorry. It was not my intention. Yes, it was not my intention. That's how I've become, how I've grown to be, because relationships are very important to me, right? But I know there are some people, no evidence you put. They don't vex. That's how it is. So you may find there are different kinds of people you meet. You may find that this kind of person, she will start arguing, I will not take what I've said. So there's no need, let me just go. But in wrapping up, the conversation, the decision the girl made was right for her. She was able to, at the moment, she was able to observe.
Imagine that she does not know what a red flag is.
Thank you. She paid attention.
No one from start lecture.
She observed, she paid attention. And I also agree with Amaka that maybe she could have found out what was the intention behind it before making the final decision, right? But
if she's a girl with clarity, somebody who I'm proud that she knows what a red flag is, because when we start that lecture, she knows that one, and then she took an action based on that. I don't want those ones who are just lovey-dovey stupid that they don't know.
And then
you don't even have clarity. The guy will not tell you that comment. I was just joking.
Let me just say this: don't joke with a comment. Comment that you cannot chest. Comments that can cost you your future. There are governors there are people that have been governors today, but for the comment on Twitter. There are people that have been governor today, presidents today, but for comment on Twitter. A minister, certain minister would have lost the opportunity because of comment on Twitter. Please.
So, and any comment you put there, please make sure that you know what you want to write. You will stand by it. Come rain, come shine. And that is it. Thank you so much, ladies, for your contributions for today's show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amaka, for sharing.
Thank you, Amaka.
You're welcome.
We send you lots of love, hugs, plenty. We'll hug you behind the scene. Plenty hugs.
You're gonna be hugged. The distance is not grimy, but
honestly, that's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Your View Pigeon. Stay tuned. We'll be coming your way, and do have a lovely weekend. Bye bye now.